Welcome to Savvy Business, Life Unscripted, with your host, Christina Rivera, where our guests share their wisdom and valuable business tips, empowering our audience to expand their personal potential.
Hi, Lisa Carmichael. Welcome to Savvy Broadcasting, Life Unscripted. I'm so grateful to have you here this wonderful afternoon. I'm grateful you stuck with me. We had some technical difficulty, and of course, I was a little under the weather last time we tried to get together, but I'm grateful we're here today. You're going to help our audience find ways to grow and reach more customers, the future of marketing in 2022. Because if we're not reaching more customers, one thing I see often with business owners, and they tell me, hey, I got a slew of customers. They're awesome. They're great. But what happens if, for whatever reason, those customers might go away, leave you, maybe not because anything you did wrong, but things change. So you always have to be looking to grow your funnel. So before we go there, share with our audience a little bit about your backstory and how you came into the world of business.
Oh, definitely. Well, thank you, Christina, for hanging in there with me. I always appreciate being a guest on a podcast. And I heard you say you're in Manhattan, so I'm even more excited because I'm in Minnesota and not much happens here. So
well, let me just change that. We just moved to Texas. So now I'm no longer, not anymore. Now I'm in Texas, but yeah, for years I lived in New York and Brooklyn and Manhattan.
Oh, okay. So you're going through some heat too.
Oh yeah.
The summer heat. Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Minnesota, so it's always exciting to hear different parts of the world, different parts of the United States, and connect with people, because that's what the World Wide Web has done for us, and even with COVID. So I am a marketer, a digital marketer. I'm a published author. I kind of pivoted during COVID.
Tell people the name of your book before we go further. Tell them about your book.
Yeah, sure. My book is I Have Time for You, and it's basically teaching people how to take time for themselves. Because if they don't show up for themselves, they're not going to be of any benefit to anybody else. And that's how you build those stronger relationships in your marketing plan. And that's how you stand out from your competition. Because, maybe you do have a small funnel, maybe you do have a small audience, but building those relationships and creating that stronger relationship is what will change your business and strengthen your business, for that matter.
Yeah.
So my start was, I actually was a stay-at-home mom. And I realized that I had a whole lot more to give. So I left corporate, I left the full-time gig and became my kids' mom, and now facing an empty nest. And I have to tap back into those skills. And I've got those skills. They never went away. I just had to use them differently for a while. And my message is for moms out there and people who do decide to leave that corporate world, that there is a lot out there and you do have a lot to offer. It's just a matter of tapping into what you know and feeling comfortable with who you are.
Oh, Lisa, you just said something so important. There's this one gal I found on YouTube who focuses on, now she's a stay-at-home mom, but what she loves doing is finding ways to make her home efficient, organized, really great tips to clean your house. And so, I've just become the super fan of hers. And who would have thought, 100 years ago, we probably would have mostly been staying at home and sharing with our neighbors and girlfriends these tips. But now she's become such a great resource. And here she is. You think, what do I have to offer? I'm a stay-at-home mom. She's offering so much great value into the marketplace.
That's awesome. I feel like this younger generation, really, us baby boomers really built up the confidence of the next generations, and that they know how to tap into those skills. So we do get to take credit for what they're doing, but they are doing some amazing things. And like you said, it's really cool to see a mom find a way to share value that can help other people, because that's really what marketing is it's about sharing value, teaching others what you know so that they can improve, and hopefully you can be an answer to their problem.
Now, share for people listening in, maybe they're not even a business owner yet, maybe they're just getting started. What's the difference between marketing and sales? What's the difference between those?
That's like the the white elephant in the room. People, especially women, are scared of the word sales. And immediately when I think of the word sales, I think of that slippery used car salesman that, is trying to scam you, trying to get rid of, a bad automobile on his parking lot. But that's not what sales is. And it even post-COVID, sales has changed, marketing has changed. It's more, again, going back to those relationships, building strong relationships so that they know and like and trust you.
Yeah.
So those are really, really, really important. So for me, as an example, I have value that I like to share. And with building your business, bringing in more leads, more customers, I have a 5-step plan. And I share that in a free mini series. And I call it mini because it's definitely mini, because we are female entrepreneurs and we are so busy doing everything for everybody else. So the 5 things that I have, tips that I've included in this mini training is, first is creating your strategic plan. And I don't know if you're like me, but have you been noticing there's a lot of ads, Facebook ads going on lately, and they want to give you their blueprint.
Yeah.
That's how they, that's like, like the tripwire. They're trying to, they want you to take a look at their blueprint. But I truly believe we need to come up with our own blueprint. We have, like the lady you were talking about, we all have our own blueprint. We just need to tap into that so that we can share it with the world.
Yeah, I like what you're saying there, Lisa, because everyone has a unique way. Even if you yourself are sharing similar tips to what this gal is sharing, you'll do it in your own unique way that will reach your own audience, not necessarily hers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So number 2 is, we've talked about this already, building strong relationships, standing out from your competition. So when I worked for a company that really empowered me as an employee to help me feel empowered that my customer was my customer. It wasn't their customer, and that I had the ability to, and the authority to treat them like I would want to be treated. And that's really, the platinum rule. Treat everyone like you want to be treated. And that's how you will stand out. So number 2 is building strong relationships, so you stand out from your competition. Number 3 in our series is understanding your finances and the truth about becoming a millionaire. Very exciting stuff. In one of my masterminds, we talked about, like, what's our worth? And I think moms, especially, we think our hourly, that we're only worth minimum wage, that we can only charge, what is it, $15 an hour? Oh, I got a raise, $1 an hour. But no, as entrepreneurs, we're putting so much time and effort. We're learning so much. That's why it's okay that we are worth at the very minimum, $150 an hour. And in our mastermind, we talk about, why, not to get caught up in the money and not to get caught up in the bad relationship with the money, but how it can help you move forward.
Yeah. Also, Lisa, if I could stop you there, one thing about the so-called million elusive out there is that million, if you think about it, even if you're a salaried employee at, say, 50, 60, even 100 grand, you'll make $1 million in not too long of a time. You know what I mean? It sounds like a lot of money because we just put that pool out there, but it's really more about focusing on what is the value you are providing people and what's the end result they get. Because if the end result is priceless, like you've changed their life and made it so much better, how much is that worth to them?
Exactly. And so it's switching it from that scarcity mindset to that there is enough for everyone out there. And not only are certain people going to be millionaires, but everyone has that opportunity. So cool stuff. I love that.
No, it totally is cool. Now you mentioned something very important. That is the idea of really building connections. I think that doesn't get enough clout, how important that is to really building a strong foundation and business. It really starts really at the top of building those strong relationships. What does that look like for you? Because I think people think, oh, just make those follow-up, just make those calls. But what is building a real strong foundation relationship with other people like? Share that.
Sure. Speaking of scarcity mindset, I think in the past we were always worried that someone was going to steal our ideas, that if we shared too much, that it would work against us. But instead, when we're willing to create value, offer free mini classes, offer these free podcasts, giving value to people so that they know that we can be trusted, that we have something that we have to offer. I'm telling you, my biggest step, I believe in taking action. Everything I do is about taking action. I'm fortunate that I was brought up to know that I grew up on a farm. So if you got hailed out, you know what? You had no control. You just moved on. You decided, okay, what do I have to do now? And that's the same with being an entrepreneur. What do you need to do to move forward? And so my advice is, and now I'm like forgetting the question that you asked.
Well, really, my question was about those strong relationships. What does it look like? Because people think, okay, build strong relationship, call people, follow up. But building a relationship is different than just following up or hounding someone to buy your product. What does that look like for you when you're building a relationship?
Yeah. Hounding is that even in the dictionary anymore?
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. But it's a matter of just trusting yourself and knowing that you have value to share. It also goes back to the belief in knowing that what you have is a great product. And it may not be the right product for everyone, but it may be the perfect product for someone. So, maybe you don't drink coffee, but you know what? So is that going to stop you? Did that stop Starbucks from selling coffee? So, I mean, just knowing that you're not going to be the perfect fit for everybody, but you will be the perfect fit for someone.
Well, you mentioned something very interesting, Lisa. I recall seeing, oh gosh, it's a show, reality show about millionaires or billionaires going out there and starting with zero, and can they in 90 days build up at least $1 million? Yeah. So I saw that and I thought, what was interesting, one of the guys in the show, Grant Cardone, went out there and said, okay, what I'm going to do is provide value and ask nothing in return, and provide. Now he's an expert salesperson. He's become a master of that. How can I offer that to your business? No price. Let's see where that goes. And once they started to see the results, he said, okay, now here, let's talk money. So, but what's interesting, I remember my very first job when I wanted in the corporate arena. I had no experience right out of high school, whatever. So I said to them, let me work for free for 1 week to show you I've got the goods and I'm willing to put in the effort. And he said, sure. So we did it. I did well, apparently. He hired me. And that's where I started my corporate career. But I think it doesn't get enough said. It's kind of like being an intern, being willing to put the skin in the game even before you receive payment.
For sure. Because your outcome is based on providing your best work. Because I bet you provided your very best work when you volunteered your time.
Exactly. Yeah. I wanted to be moldable. I knew I could do the job, but I just didn't have the experience. So give me the experience. Let me start here. I'll work for free and I'll give you my best. And they gave me their best. They gave me experience.
Yeah. So again, I'm all about taking action, and I can't, I believe taking action is always important, because those little baby steps help you make that giant step. So with talking about money again, it's hard, as an entrepreneur, it's hard to place a dollar amount for what your worth is. And for me to put a dollar amount was a giant step for me. It was like, going from like, I'm worth $15 an hour to I'm worth $150 an hour. But when you do that, what happens is that you step up to the plate for yourself. So you've been giving value all along. Now you've raised your price. Well, your mind all of a sudden creates all this other value, and it really manifests on top of already what you've created. So I truly believe it's, don't let the fear ever hold you back.
Also, tell me if this has happened for you, Lisa. What I've gotten for people that have showed up to the plate is if I charge too little because I'm scared of overcharging, and I've done this in the past, then people come to the table expecting less of you and wanting more and more. And I've actually gotten people that have not been the best partnership, because I valued myself so low. And when I increased and realized, okay, I'm providing XYZ, here's the result I'm providing, and I charge appropriately for that, you have people who are serious stepping to the plate with you.
Yes, I agree. And I've seen that happen before. It's scary. The first step is scary when you first did that, and then you saw maybe some negative reactions, but again, your belief, you just have to hold true that what I have is a great service. It's worth it. I have to make my money back. I have to make a living.
Yeah.
And then you just have to trust and just trust that what you're providing will make a difference for them.
Yeah. And also, I think what you'll get and what I got was really not so much from the business arena, give me the pushback, but people who were job set minded, whatever, because they're like, they make $15 an hour, $20 an hour. So for them to ask for that big bulk at once, or you're providing this consultancy, whatever, it seems $10,000, $15, whatever it is, seems like a lot at the front, but it's got to be based on results. And when you're an employee, you're not basing things on result. You're an hourly. You go in there, no matter what you do, you sit there and bull crap and don't do anything, drinking coffee. You're getting paid that $15 an hour, whatever it is. But when you're an entrepreneur or whatever, it's based on results. So you got to come to the table and actually work. And someone who's job minded is not going to understand that.
Exactly. And also with your marketing in 2022, you don't want to be left behind. So, through Google, through podcasting, through paid ads, social media, publishing books, blogging, all of that. As an entrepreneur, we're finding ways to make all of that work. And it has to work like riding a bicycle. It's not easy to learn. Sometimes you fall off, but eventually your brain, you manifest everything, and you create something that is amazing that can help other people. And when other people see you being successful, that's the law of attraction.
Yeah.
So marketing in 2022, everything is changing. And that's the common denominator. Everything will always change. And we have to be okay with that. And once we let go of that outcome and enjoy the process, that's when we're going to see the difference. So I don't have a crystal ball to say, this is what's going to happen in 2023. And I don't think you have one either, but we do know that everything will continue to change.
Yeah.
And be okay with that, because it's frustrating as an entrepreneur and it's scary.
Yeah.
So embracing it.
What I'm getting from you, one of the biggest points is really build the strong relationships and be willing to be flexible as change happens, as it always does. Be willing to change your marketing plan. Like when COVID happened, all of a sudden, if you were doing live events, you had to figure out and pivot really quick. How am I going to make this virtual? And there's a great many people, even Tony Robbins, are doing wonderful events now, all online, and doing quite well. People are still getting value. So it's just switching it up and finding a way to bring your value to the marketplace in maybe a different way. But it's been so awesome chatting with you today, Lisa. I don't want us to leave without everyone finding out how they can get a copy of your book, work with you, find out more about you. How can they do that?
Okay, sounds great. So you can reach me on my website, and it's lisarcarmichael.com, and I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. You can find me that way. I wanted to add the 5th piece of the mini series is, being that you brought up Tony Robbins, it's all about mindset. And if we don't have like a coach or a mentorship or a mastermind to go through, we will again be left behind. So we need to surround ourselves with like-minded people. I love being on your podcast today, Christina. I think you've got such a great audience. It's so fun to be here. And again, you can reach me on my website, and my mini group is an exclusive link. And so I will, it's my website, and then do join my. I'll put that, it will be in my newsletter. So sign up for my newsletter so that you can get the exclusive link, because I'm not sharing it to everybody. Yeah. So I want it available for you and all your all of your audience.
Yes. Really serious people, get serious today. Go to Lisa R. Carmichael today and find out more. Thank you so much, Lisa, for coming to Savvy Broadcasting. It's been a pleasure.
Same here. Thanks, Christina. Enjoyed it.
Like, subscribe, and share this episode. To listen to more savvy episodes and savvy biz tips, go to www.lifeunscriptedradio.com. To find out about our paid sponsorship opportunities or how to become a guest, email Christina at lifeunscriptedradio.com.